so glad you joined us. I'm Charlene Banks, your spiritual director of the center, and I am doing the introduction today because we have a treat coming up for us. Tamara is going to be opening. It says something went wrong. Can everybody see it okay? Something went wrong. Hold on, let me refresh the screen to make sure nothing's wrong. We are live and we are doing it live. We're so excited. Okay, so everything's great. And I'm here to tell you that Tamara is going to be the speaker today. And the talk title that she's going to give us is The World is an Oyster. Our musical artists are Soul Pajamas, and we are just teed up for a wonderful, wonderful after service this morning. But first, I want to say that if you have any prayer requests that you have on your heart, anything at all, type it into the chat. If you don't want everybody to know it, direct it to Tamara in the Zoom chat. If you're online on Facebook or YouTube Live, go to our website, cslleesburg.org, and fill out a prayer request because we, the practitioners and the minister in training here, we hold you in prayer all week long, and we're saying your name and holding the highest and the best for you. But for now, let's just go ahead and start service. So I would love for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this video.
Please join us as we create our
Can you hear
sacred
it?
space. We set our intention
Yes, we hear
of
it fine.
deepening into our awareness and practice of our 5 pillars of spiritual living by lighting this candle in our virtual world. Our first pillar is sacred study, represented by the divine quality of truth. We use this pillar to recognize the importance of an open mind and the power of our minds. The second pillar is affirmative prayer, represented by the divine quality power. This pillar honors the power of prayer in our daily lives. Our third pillar is meditation and the divine quality of peace. This pillar reminds us of the importance of meditation and the peace we feel when we quiet our minds. The fourth pillar is circulation and the divine quality of life. We know that the great law of circulation works in our lives. As we give, so shall we receive. And the fifth pillar is sacred service and the divine quality of love. This pillar affirms our call to be of service to our world as we see through the eyes of love. Let us close our eyes as we bless this sacred space and our time together. As we weave each of these pillars of spiritual living into our service today, may they deepen our own spiritual practices of study, prayer, meditation, circulation, and service, expanding our minds and our hearts to the 5 divine qualities of truth, power, peace, life, and love. We also bless everyone who made our service possible today and everyone in attendance. May the energy of love that is generated here bless everyone abundantly, and so it is. Hello, everyone, and I have our meditation for today, and I have a little book that I keep with all my meditations, or the really good ones, and this one is just titled A Wonderful Meditation. So please just relax in your chair, wherever you are. Take a deep breath in. It's time to distill our minds. We have so many things that we're doing during the week. So much is going on around us. So meditation is when we just kind of stop the world for a few minutes and go within. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Let's do another. So good. I want you just to listen to my words as you go within. I am present in everything I see, everything I hear, everything I touch, taste, and smell. Nothing is visible without me. I create and I bring things that I see into my life. Look around you. Odds are there are things that you chose to have in that space that's around you. Nothing is visible without me. And with that chime, as we listen to it fade off in the distance, nothing is heard without me. I create and bring things into my life which I hear. And I can choose this. I can make a conscious decision. Do I want to fill my world with static, negativity, anger, criticism? Or do I want to fill my world with peaceful sounds and peaceful thoughts? I create everything I hear. I decide what comes into my house, what I allow into my life. Nothing is tangible, touched, unless I bring it into my life. There is nothing around me unless I choose to allow it in my life. Do I want soft, comfortable things? Do I want scratchy things? Odds are no. I choose what comes into my life that I can feel, I can touch, I can put around me. There is nothing that has taste without me. I create to bring the things that I taste into my life. You're an adult, right? You choose. What did you have for breakfast this morning? What will you have for lunch? What will you have for a snack? What will you have for dinner? Odds are, you have some choice. And if you don't, and somebody else is preparing your food, then please do what I do. If I didn't make it, it's delicious. But let's get back to our meditation. The only way I can taste things is when I put them into my mouth. I choose what goes into my mouth. There's nothing that has taste without me allowing it into my life. Nothing has an odor or fragrance without me. I create and bring the smells that I want in my life. There's nothing that goes into this nose unless I don't allow it in, right? When I'm driving down the road and I smell that skunk, oh, no, I hold my breath. When there's a beautiful flower, beautiful fragrance, I take a deep, deep breath and I inhale that. There's nothing that has fragrance in my life. My purpose, and I control that. Let your mind go anywhere and realize that you have so much control in your life. What comes into your life? You might not be able to control circumstances, but you can control how deeply they settle in. You're going to be miserable for the entire day because somebody had a mean word to say. You're going to let it roll off your back. Now you're going to remember kind words that have been said to you. The choice is always yours. What do you allow into your life? I am present in everything I see. I am present in everything I hear, everything I touch, everything I smell, everything I taste. I am present and I choose what comes into my life and how long it stays. And now let's enjoy a musical performance by our dear friends Soul Pajamas.
Good morning. Are we unmuted? Can you hear us? Okay. This is a song about the world being your oyster. By Jan and JD. I hear the music down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
I hear the music
I hear the music.
down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
I hear the music
I hear the music.
down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
And the whole wide world is my home. I got a new day
I got a new day.
down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
I got a new day
I got a new day.
down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
I got a new day
I got a new day.
down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
And the whole wide world is my home. I love the silence
I love the silence.
down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
I love the silence
I love the silence.
down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
I love the silence
I love the silence.
down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
And the whole wide world is my home. I feel the power
I feel the power
down in my soul.
down in my soul.
I feel the power
I feel the power
down in my soul. I feel the power
I feel the power
down in my soul.
down in my soul.
And the whole wide world is my home. Yes, it is. And the whole wide world is my home. Yes, it is.
Gosh, sometimes we say we could end right there. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for the gift that you share with us, Dan and Aaron, Soul Pajamas. That's going to stay with me today. What a great song. So, folks, I'm the guest speaker today, and I told Charlene I was going to be the guest speaker last week, and things just didn't work out, and I was meant to do this talk today. So let me tell you what we've been exploring this month. The word curiosity, and curiosity as a superpower. As we move through this month, we're encouraged to embrace curiosity, to go below the surface, to look within, to release into the world the gifts that curiosity has revealed to us, and to lean into the wonderment of living each day with a heightened awareness of how curiosity catapults our lives forward. As we reconnect passionately with a superpower, curiosity, the excitement of what could be moves us. Complacency? No. Living each day over and over again? Or encourages us. Curiosity nudges us to step into the unknown towards our next adventure. Curiosity can open the door to our greater yet to be. Curiosity is where the magic happens. So the title of our talk today is The World is an Oyster. And I was thrilled when I saw this because I'm a really big fan of oysters. Now, several thoughts might pop into your mind when I share that statement with you. Wow, she must really love to eat oysters. I do. Or perhaps you think of the myth that claims that oysters are an aphrodisiac. really, shame on you. So I used to live in the Chesapeake Bay area, specifically in an area called the Northern Neck. You probably haven't heard of it. Most people haven't heard of it. It's a really, really rural area. It's a narrow peninsula that juts out into the Chesapeake Bay. And it's known for three things: Northern Neck ginger ale, crabs, and you guessed it, oysters. In fact, they have a huge oyster festival in Reedville each November, and thousands, I mean thousands and thousands of people line the streets in Reedville. Tents are set up everywhere, and everybody is eating oysters and having a good time. I'm also a fan of oysters because of what they do. And if you know me, you've heard me make this analogy before. So an oyster takes an awful irritant, such as a grain of sand, that gets inside its shell, and it transforms it over and over and over again by coating it with its essence. And then it gives the world a beautiful gift, pearls, a beautiful gift. But the oyster did not choose the grain of sand. It takes it and it coats it. And if there wasn't pain involved, first a grain of sand, and then the big reveal. You have to forcefully pry open an oyster shell with an oyster knife or with heat. Ouch. But that's the only way to find the pearl. It's not easy, but boy, is it worth the struggle. I love oysters because they remind me that I can do this too. I can take awful irritants, bad situations, terrible circumstances, and I can turn them into lessons, gifts, inspiration, strength. To remind myself of this is a true story. Right here it is. I keep an oyster shell in my office here at my home, and I also have one at my desk in my classroom. It reminds me that I too have the power to take an irritant and transform it into something beautiful. And I've done this many, many times throughout my life. February has been a very challenging month for me. And when Reverend Sunday would be our speaker, when Charlene's our speaker, I always enjoy when they say how they personally take the message and apply it in their lives. So this February, not a good month. 2 weeks ago, I read a eulogy at a memorial service for a very dear friend. Almost 4 years ago, Suzanne and I started a little morning ritual. We would send each other morning text messages, and it became part of my morning routine. Wake up, feed the dogs, eat breakfast, text Suzanne, and get it ready for the day. On Sunday, January 22nd, just a few weeks ago, I texted her the message: thank you for all your love, support, and friendship over the years. I was your guest speaker on that day. I was talking about gratitude, and I thought, holy cow, I know exactly what I want to say to Suzanne in my good morning message. I just want to thank her. I want to express gratitude for her friendship. She replied, our morning greetings are a mutual plus, followed by 3 heart emojis. The next day, on January 23rd, she commented on the rain, and she said that she was feeling anxious about venturing out into it to go to her water fitness class that day. On the morning of January 24th, I sent this message: good morning. I hope you had a safe day yesterday. Her husband texted back on her phone: please call me when you get a chance. This is Doug. I thought, that's odd. Her husband is using her cell phone. And then I thought, oh, she must be in the hospital. I called him, and he told me of her passing. And it was quite a shock. She had a thoracic aneurysm the previous night. Her heart just burst. He was able to hold her hand. He got her to the hospital. He was able to tell her one last time that he loved her, and he was able to say goodbye, but she went very, very quickly. 2 weeks ago, on February 4th, I read her eulogy, and later at the service, I shared the story of her morning routine. The first days, I have to tell you, that first week It was so ingrained with me. Every morning for 4 years, I would text Suzanne, and there were tears between 6 o'clock and 6:30 every morning. It was a real struggle because I missed my friend so much. She started my day with just a positive message. She was like a cheerleader, folks. It was wonderful. And what a gift that I had. 4 years of text messages on my phone. Around the same time, I was dealing with my dog, Hannah, and she started having seizures, usually during the night. And she was being treated by our vet for epilepsy. And we were hoping it was epilepsy and not a brain tumor. We increased her medication, but it quickly became apparent that the treatment for epilepsy was not working. She had a brain tumor. And so I sent her off to her next adventure on February 10th, just last week. I'm not trying to get the gold in suffering Olympics. I know sadness comes into all of our lives, but this has really been a challenging month for our family. Graham, my daughter's partner, had to send his dog Sam onto his next adventure on the very same day that I had to say goodbye to Hannah. And then his grandfather made a transition this past Friday. So Graham has had 2 really heavy blows in just 1 week. It seems like sometimes life just brings you an all-you-can-eat serving of challenges. I know we're not the only ones. I know every one of you has had challenges in life, and sometimes they just come in threes, right? Isn't that the expression? Bad things come in threes, and you brace yourself. What's going to happen next? Sometimes life is really difficult. And I'm sharing this with you because we need to accept that. Life brings us challenges. Life brings us difficulties. Oysters can't avoid that sometimes a little grain of sand is going to get inside their shell. And we need to feel the pain. We need to feel distress and discomfort. We can't ignore the pain. We need to cry. We need to express our anger, our frustration, whatever we need to do to get through that time. We need to feel and express the irritants of our lives. And Oyster doesn't ignore that grain of sand, but it doesn't let it stay there. We don't have to stay in that place of despair. And Oyster intuitively uses that which is already present within itself to alter the irritant over time. It transforms the irritant into something beautiful and smooth and less painful. And Oyster does this, and we can do it too. Each year, I select a word of the year. And this year I selected 2 words. Pop quiz. You heard me, pop quiz. You know what a pop quiz is, right? It's that unexpected test, that test of our knowledge, our understanding. And when life hands me an irritant, this is what I've been trying to do this year. I'm learning to say pop quiz. It's an opportunity for me to test, to discover if I can really apply what I have learned about life and love and divine wisdom and guidance. And 365, Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes tells us, we do not change all the patterns of our thoughts in a moment. Rather, it takes place little by little until gradually the old thought patterns become transformed into new ones by some inner alchemy of the mind. We do not change all the patterns of our thoughts in a moment. Rather, it takes time. Do you think that an oyster takes a grain of sand and poof, like that, it turns into a pearl? No. It takes time. It takes time. I don't know how long it takes. That's the magic that's happening within an oyster shell. But I know that it doesn't happen instantly. It takes time. True alchemy is about transforming unconsciousness into consciousness. Curiosity is where the magic happens. And that was stated by Mary O'Malley, the author of What's in the Way is the Way. Isn't that a great title? What's in the Way is the Way. We have within us the power to transform our world, and not just our world, but the world around us, by addressing that which is causing discomfort in our lives. And we may find that all we really need lies within us. Odds are you can think of people who have seen things that irritated them, that upset them. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, the woman, I didn't look it up, but the woman who started MAD after her child was killed by a drunk driver. You've heard of Amber Alerts. We have them because people had irritants in their lives. They had something that truly, truly rocked them to the core, something that upset them. And they said, no, 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 no. I'm not just living with this grain of sand, this rock in my shoe. I'm going to make things happen. I'm going to create magic. I'm going to transform. And it doesn't happen overnight. We know that people are still fighting for justice around the world. People are still fighting for equality. But little by little by little, things are being transformed. Eventually, there's going to be a pearl. There's going to be a beautiful, beautiful gift. We can prevent irritants from coming into our lives, but we can consciously choose to decrease how long they stay as irritants. We should not ignore things that bring us discomfort. We should look at them directly and not make excuses for why they are there, or believe that we can't do anything about it. We can't change them. We can bring them front and center into our consciousness and into our hearts. We can begin working on them with what we already have within us and allow our curiosity to reveal the possibilities. How can we make a difference in our life? How can we get through this? How can we use this experience to help others? How can we use this to make our community better, our country better, our world better? Slowly, our irritants can be transformed into pearls. And when we're ready, we can reveal our pearls, the lessons that we have learned out into the world. It's always fun when I get dressed up and I put on my pearl necklace. I'm so proud to show off this beautiful gift of an oyster that a bunch of oysters have made for us. And we have to remember when we're going through those difficult, difficult times, how can I take this? What can I do to transform this over time? How can I turn this into a pearl? Let's go into our prayer. And I'm going to take one more look. I saw something in our comments to see if there's anything else that's been added. All righty. Let's go into our prayer today. There is only one God, one truth, one divine presence which created the universe and everything that is in it. The grain of sand as well as the oyster. Everything that we see, that we hear, that we touch, that we smell, that we taste, everything was made by our divine creator. And every single person who is present with us today, and even those who are not, everything comes from one source, one God. And so I say with absolute, complete confidence and faith that that same divine intelligence who made everything in the universe so perfectly, so lovingly, also made me. I am whole and perfect and complete, just as I am and just as I am not. And as you hear my words, I'm going to repeat that last sentence again, and I want you to know that this applies to you too. I am whole, I am perfect, and I am complete, just as I am and just as I am not. As I clearly see my true nature, I affirm that my life is unfolding perfectly and beautifully for me right here, right now. Even on my dark days, I can find something. I can look at the divine timing. I can look around at my friends, my family who support me, and I know that I am filled with peace and joy and perfect health, for I am divinely created. I am a child of God. I state this truth for myself and for everyone present. I know that there are days when my life doesn't feel perfect. My back hurts. My heart hurts. Or some new irritant has found its way into my shell. But I also know that just like an oyster, I have the power within me to transform it over time and turn it into something beautiful. Perhaps this is going to end up as a lesson in empathy or the importance of kindness to everyone each day, or a reminder to appreciate what you have and who you have in your life and let them know how much you love them, to express your gratitude. I am filled with peace and inner strength and joy because I know that I am divinely created. I am never alone. I know this truth for myself, but I also know it for Zan. Zan has perfect health. Isn't it amazing to know that right now, even though he is feeling dis-ease, there are things in his body that are working to heal him. He has white blood cells. He has all kinds of things that I don't even know the terms for because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but I know that he was divinely created. And he is surrounded by loving family. He is surrounded with health professionals who do know how to restore his body to perfect health. And just like that oyster intuitively knows and is working on that grain of sand, that irritant, that's what's happening in Zan's body. Things are happening right now because he was divinely created. I also speak this truth for Graham. There's healing, there's strength that is happening. He is surrounded by family and friends to help him through this very challenging month. I also speak my word for the people of Syria and Turkey, for all those who are affected, and for all those who are helping. Mr. Rogers said, mothers told him, don't focus on the accident, focus on the helpers. And we know that help and support, comfort and care is pouring into that area as the people grieve. Wherever people are who need help, who need comfort, who need love, God is present. God is there, holding them up, carrying them, making sure that what they need is being brought to them. Because God is omnipresent in each of our lives, guiding us, directing us, loving us, and creating the transformation within us so that we can see the pearls that appear, so that we get stronger, so we get kinder, we get more curious, we get more courageous. Oh, I'm so thankful for the blessings in my life. I am so grateful because I know that there's no place where God is not. So even as I speak these words, it's already happening. It is already so. And so I end my prayer by releasing this word into the universal law of truth and light, knowing that my life is good, knowing with 100% certainty that God is good and is always good, past, present, future, and so it is. Always feels so good. And now you can hear them. Let's go back to soul pajamas.
Ready?
Yeah.
Dan wrote this song. I think you guys know it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nature moves in many ways. Subtle changes span a generation. body dormant underground. This world is right and absolutely earthbound. Till his wings grow in. You are life in motion, an ever-changing sky, ending and beginning at the same time. You are transformation, always underway, a quantum leap from yesterday, a quantum leap. Children go beyond our dreams, our little men and women fly away it seems, all in the wink of an eye. We readjust at every stage, while young ones face the questions of their own age, both reckless and wise. You are life in motion, an ever-changing sky, ending and beginning at the same time. You are transformation, always underway, a quantum leap from yesterday, yeah, quantum leap. If change is not the enemy, but only a disguise for opportunity, would you still fight it? And when good fortune comes your way, you rejoice some more than she might leave one day. Only you decided. You are life in motion, ever-changing sky, ending and beginning at the same time. You are transformation, always underway, a quantum leap from yesterday, yeah, quantum leap from yesterday, oh, quantum leap from yesterday, yeah, quantum leap from yesterday.
Woo! A quantum leap. I'm just over here dancing. I won't sing. I'm not going to do that to you. But okay. What a great message. What great music. Our work is done here. But wait, before you leave, I want to share a few things with you. First of all, here are all the wonderful ways that you can support CSL Leesburg. As you know, we are a community of gifts. We have time, we have talents, we have treasure. And this is the part where we ask you to donate some of your treasure to CSL Leesburg. You could do it online, you could do it through Cash App, you could do it through PayPal, many different ways, because we know that we are a giving organization. We also give back. So every quarter, CSL Leesburg tithes back to the community, and every month we give to our home office. So it's just a wonderful love fest of circulation and energy. Money is energy. So what I would love for you to do, if you've pledged and it just comes out of your account automatically like I do, or if you're about to press the Cash App button right now, hold that gift in your mind or in your hand or in your heart and say with me the gift, the blessing of our gifts. The presence of spirit within me, it blesses everyone I meet. It tends to heal everything I touch. It brings gladness into the lives of everyone I contact. Therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. And so it is. Thank you for your gifts, you guys. Your support is very, very wonderfully appreciated. It's now time for announcements. So we're back on. I'm back in town. New Orleans was great. You want to hear about it? I'll let you know about it. But anyway, we're going to go back to our dream study every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. We get together and tell each other what dreams we had. And if you keep coming back, we'll notice for you, there's a pattern. You seem to always dream about sneakers. What's that about? We'll dive deep. Your soul may be trying to tell you something. And we're your friends and we'll help you to turn that. Maybe it's a grain of sand that we're trying to turn into a pearl. Such a great talk, Tamara. All right. And I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that this week we're kicking off the Vista 2023 conference. This is the CSL organization. The home organization is having their conference and it's online. I've already been in contact with many of you. If you received a code from me, go ahead and make sure you register through that code. Every single one of the codes is taken, but if you want to watch some of it, maybe not all of it, perhaps we can get a couple of viewing parties going over Zoom, where the person who has the code can share their screen and we can all watch. So we'll get on Slack and communicate that back and forth. But yes, Vista 2023 is kicking off. It's 3 days, February 20th to the 23rd. That could be 4 days inclusive of both endpoints. And again, it's all day long, but you can pop in and pop out. There's good music, good speakers, and workshops and stuff. So let me know if you didn't receive your code and you expected to. And that's it for this week. Stay tuned, though. We're going to be coming up with some class planning. We will be having a class coming up soon, possibly 2 classes. So stay tuned. For now, just know that all is well and everything is blessed. Say with me as we close, I am love. Okay, I'm going to need you to.
Love.
There you go. Now, say you are love.
You are love.
Now look around and put your hands up in the air, wave them like you just don't care, and say, it's all love. Whoop, whoop.
All love.
Have a wonderful week. If you have some time, hang around with us on Zoom. We're going to talk about our pearls, whatever little moments of Tamara's talk and the music, what stuck out to us. Because it's these moments of community, grab some coffee and chat for a little while. That's what really, we carry that with us throughout the week. If you're watching on Facebook Live, on YouTube, or on the website, log off of there, come on over to Zoom and let us know your name and stuff. See you online. Have a